Tweedy the Clown is appearing again this year with Gifford's Circus. He recently worked for 2 years in America with the famous Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. He's also appeared in pantomime at the Everyman in Cheltenham. I asked him how it all got started.
I did youth theatre back in my hometown of Aberdeen, and from youth theatre I got offered a job as a broker's man in Jack and the Beanstalk, and I jumped at the chance.
So how old were you then? You must have been quite very young for a broker's man.
Yeah, well, I was 17.
Because you know what, traditionally broker's men are a variety act, don't they? And they do their,
That's right,
do their
yeah,
spots
it's
halfway
like
through
a
the second
double
half
act.
or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Morecambe and Wise were always broker's
That's it.
men.
Well, I mean, I did do some circus skills back then with the other brokers man, so I suppose we were the nearest thing to a spesh act, if you like.
Did you do a spesh at that time?
We did some juggling together, yeah. And bits of acrobatics. And yeah, so it's great that I'm here this year because I live in Cirencester. So,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I moved there when I came back from America.
Ah, because you were living somewhere else.
Yeah, down by Portsmouth.
That's right, Portsmouth.
Yeah. Yeah, so I live there now. So it's the
Is this
first...
because of Gifford's?
It's because of Gifford's and because just a lot of my work seems to be round this area. I do various things, like I've got a lot of stage shows.
The one man thing?
Yeah, I do my Lost Property show, Tweedy's Lost Property.
I think you're, a really good clown and unique because it's, I don't know, it brings so many other elements. It brings a lot of mime, it brings a lot of theatre,
Yes.
apart from the traditional skills. I mean, how do you see yourself fitting in with circus, your one-man show, and ensemble playing like a pantomime?
I kind of see myself a bit like an old music hall or vaudeville comic. Because although I do circus, I'm not doing traditional clown routines.
No.
I did in the past when I first started. I had the big makeup and big shoes and all that sort of thing. But yeah, no, I'd say my style is more kind of theatre anyway. Well, not theatre, but variety.
Yeah.
Like Morecambe and Wise sort of. I mean, not Morecambe and Wise.
I mean, I obviously haven't seen your one-man show. Is it all mime or
No.
mainly mime?
No. No, it's mainly physical.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do talk and I use people from the audience. I mean, I like to think of it when it goes right is that we're all kind of having fun together. Sure. Because it is difficult with audience participation.
You can't do a show without the audience getting involved. Same as in the circus.
Yes.
You can't just stand there and do it.
No, and with a one-man show, it's just so much more useful to use the audience. And clowning's kind of about playing, and that kind of helps.
Do you just see yourself essentially as a clown, or do you see yourself as more of a general performer?
I
Because
see
clown
myself...
is very limiting, isn't it? To describe yourself as a clown is limiting to a certain extent.
It is, because people ask me what you do, and I say,
And you say clown, they think you're white-faced and a sort of baggy trousers. Well,
they say, do
baggy trousers.
do you do kids' parties?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Which I've never really done.
So do you think of yourself as that, or more than that, or different than that?
I do, but it's a different kind of clown, which is where it gets difficult.
What is it? Is there a modern clown?
It's maybe even going to an old clown rather than a modern clown. Like I said, with variety, like variety clowns,
A lot of very
music hall
slapstick, yeah.
clowns did, very similar things to what I do. Like one of my big heroes was a clown called Grok.
Yeah.
And he started in circus and then he moved to music hall, and he was the highest paid music hall artist at the time. And that's the kind of clown I see myself as.
Yeah.
And kind of somebody that I kind of look up to.
Because a lot of the old music hall acts were almost clowns. I mean, even Max Miller, who was a stand-up comedian, dressed almost like a clown with a very loud suit and things like that.
And Max Wall's a great example.
Exactly.
Because he was very
So there was
physical.
a big crossover. But you see yourself more on the music hall side than on the circus side? Or is it all the same to you?
It's all kind of the same. I mean, I'm not circus clown as in, as you say, with the big shoes and the big makeup and wigs, and it's difficult to kind of pinpoint it because there's so many different things. You're so used to reacting to the audience, you know, if you get a heckle or if something happens that's not meant to, that to me is a gift.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You go, oh, I'll play with that.
So how did America go?
It went very well. It was a fantastic experience, but...
How long were you there for?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, 90 cities over 2 years. Yeah, one of the best bits was you live and travel by train.
Mm.
And I mean...
And go long distances, not 5 miles like with
yes.
Giffords.
Yeah, I mean, some of the long train runs were 3 days you were on the train for.
And it's the whole circus, the elephants and the lions?
Yes, yeah, everything. It's over a mile long, this train. And, yeah, no, it was fantastic.
With flags waving and all that stuff?
Yeah, well, all the side of it's painted and everyone gets all excited when the train goes past. And you have like a vestibule bit that you can stand outside and watch it all go by. You know, we went up through the Rockies and down along the coast and into the desert and Vegas. And, yeah, so all that was amazing. But I didn't really like the show.
Why not?
Too big.
Well, I saw Barnum and Bailey and Ringling Brothers in New York in Madison Square Garden years ago, and it was too big.
Yeah.
You just couldn't see it. You were watching there and you missed something there, and you would turn your head and you missed it there.
Yes.
It was too big. Literally, it was too big.
I mean, they've trimmed it down a bit.
Is this 3 ring?
No, they only use the rings for the animals now. So you've just kind of got this mass performance space of the arena floor. And, yeah, no, it's just very difficult to kind of know.
And how many seater players? These just 2,000 or 3,000 were they? Some of them.
No, like 10,000. I mean, we did Madison Square Garden.
So how do you play to 10,000? How do you reach the guys at the back row?
Well, that was the thing. You had to play it really big.
You're essentially intimate, aren't you? I mean, very intimate.
Yes.
Giffords is what you're that far away from the furthest person.
And I mean, I was mic'd up, and I kind of, you know, bigged everything up. But yeah, it just wasn't for me really.
But an experience, nevertheless.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic.
It looks good on the CV.
Yeah, in America, definitely. And everyone knows of it over there. So, but yeah, no, it was great.
It must have been a really big contrast coming back to Giffords after that.
Yeah, no, I was very excited to get back and play small again.
You like Giffords?
Yeah, very much so.
What do you like about it? The fact that it's so small and
yeah,
intimate?
the intimacy of it. That's the main thing, is that you can really you can look everybody in the eye and you really kind of feel that you're making a connection, which is what working arenas missed.
But it's a very peculiar setup, though, isn't it? Because it really is a sort of... I mean, all circuses are family circus, but that's really quite strange when Totty comes on herding a goose or something.
Yeah, so he still does it. Every year without fail.
But he does it so sullenly. I mean, as though he's sort of wandered in by mistake almost.
Yes. Well, sometimes the children run in with him now as well, so that kind of changes it. But yeah, no, it is very good to perform in as a clown.
It's because there aren't any really big circuses like there used to be, like Chipperfield's or Billy Smart's.
No.
They're sort of medium-sized, but there aren't any big British ones.
No, there's no great big ones. And I mean, I think that's what it is with Giffords, is you have people's attention and focus. In the other circuses where they are slightly bigger, there's kind of so much, just because they're quite far away and things like that, they'll quite often end up talking or looking on the phones, or which you never see in Giffords, because
they're dead.
Yes, the scared Totty shouts, because everyone's just
poke them in the eye.
Just there, and yeah, you do find that they kind of lose the attention.
There are some really good, I think we talked about this before, some really good big circuses in Europe.
Yes.
There's Knie in Switzerland.
That's right, yes. Roncalli in Germany.
Roncalli, and there's some really good, and they're really good old-fashioned big circuses, but without this overpowering thing that you get with the American ones. You've never fancied or had the chance to work with them?
No, I've never. They've never offered me, so they've never gone. One of the things that I find holds me back in a way is that I constantly do different things, Whereas, like the clown you're talking about, 2010 Gabor, who did the record.
He wasn't really a clown. He was a sort of an
Yes.
act which adapted to a
That's
clowny
right.
presentation.
So he has this 8-minute act, which is very easy to sell.
Yeah.
You know what I
That
mean?
probably doesn't change very much.
Yes, so it's easy for producers to go, oh yes, there we are, we'll put that in our show. With me, I've got so many different little things and acts, and you know what I mean? It just, it kind of complicates matters, I think. And they can look and go, well, what?
What do you like doing best?
I don't know, that's a problem. I like keeping it fresh.
Have you sort of doing more serious acting?
Yes, yeah, no, I have. But I mean, a few years ago, I got offered Dogberry and Much Ado, and I would have really liked to have
Where
done
was
it.
that?
It was touring. It was with Redshift Theatre, but my dates didn't match up. I did end up directing some of the comedy in it because he wanted Dogberry essentially to be a clown because.
Well, there's a lot of opportunity for clowns in Shakespeare.
Yes, and because a lot of it was aimed at young people, really, this production. So to get over the kind of fact that they're not going to find the written word funny, he thought, well, if we put lots of physical bits in. But yeah, no, and like Beckett's stuff, I'd like to
I would
do
have
at
thought
some
that.
point.
I mean, I have this sort of theory that generally comedians make good actors,
Yeah.
and I think it's essentially timing that does it.
Yeah.
And they have this whole cliche about pathos, which comedians very often have and are very
Yes.
convincing doing. I think you'd be very good in Beckett. I think you'd be.
Yeah,
quite-
no, that's something I
and
would
certainly
like to do.
Shakespeare clowns.
Yes.